The latest episode of Countdown is better than the one from last week. Although I didn't find the preceding hour to be particularly horrible, it definitely fell short of the action and revelations of the show's 3-episode beginning. Since the new hour focuses on a major character, I'm happy to report that episode 5 gets the program back on track in that area. That would be the elusive Volchek, who at the end of Countdown episode 4 escaped the trap the crew had set up. It was always obvious that Volchek would not be taken just yet because the season was so early. I was surprised to learn that episode 5 mentions that possibility once more, but in the past, the flashbacks in the program are entertaining because they let us gradually piece together how Volchek became the cunning villain he is today. Regarding the task force, Meachum is further developed in episode 5. We find much more about Meachum this episode, and as the lead, he has the greatest depth thus far. Nevertheless, it's past time for Countdown to start giving the ensemble cast more attention. Although Meachum, played by Ackles, is the show's protagonist, the series' actual power lies in the moments when the individuals truly begin to connect and cooperate. To get the most out of it, the other players need to have more depth. Volchek's past was episode 5's major plot point. We find out that he had a wife and did everything in his power to get a deal. I found it interesting that Volchek appeared lighter with his wife than he does now. The reason he altered so much would become evident by the conclusion of the hour. Before the show began, I had a lot of expectations for Volchek. I did not, however, expect Countdown to disclose that he had murdered his wife in order to stage his demise. The plane exploded, and he utilized a body double before being imprisoned for embezzlement. It gives us a clear picture of Volchek's character that he feels even more in danger right now because of it. Even though the episode wasn't particularly action-packed, it was nonetheless exciting because of that past and the fact that Volchek was trying to figure out who Meachum really was. As soon as Shepard joined the task force, the program made a wise decision by protecting the names of the squad, which pleased me. It makes him feel even more vulnerable at the moment. Because of that past and the fact that Volchek was attempting to discover Meachum's true identity, the episode was thrilling even if it wasn't really action-packed. I was happy that the program made the right choice in keeping the squad names confidential as soon as Shepard joined the task force. Right now, it makes him feel even more exposed. Even though the episode wasn't particularly action-packed, it was nonetheless exciting because of that past and the fact that Volchek was trying to figure out who Meachum really was. As soon as Shepard joined the task force, I was pleased that the program had made the proper decision in keeping the squad identities secret. More of it is what I need. In order for the plot to succeed, Ackles Meachum had to engage in combat with a few security personnel. I must admit that I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about the shaky camera employed in action sequences. Although it creates a sense of urgency, it makes it difficult to concentrate on the current situation. The squad eventually discovered Volchek's true name and background, but the action was successful and they acquired what they needed. Regarding the latter, I liked how Countdown provided us with further background details on Meachum. He and Jessica Camacho's Amber Oliveras are the two most nuanced characters thus far. One of the highlights of the show has been their chats. Volchek's real name and past were eventually revealed to the group, but the action was successful and they got what they needed. In reference to the latter, I appreciated how Countdown gave us more Meachum background information. The two most complex characters so far are him and Amber Oliveras, played by Jessica Camacho. Their conversations have been one of the show's highlights. She opened out about the connection between cocaine and a gunshot wound to the head, which was a nice behind-the-scenes look. She obviously still has issues from her past to deal with, and because Meachum's headaches are becoming worse, he even fell down the stairs. They could support one another if they talked. Hopefully, that is where their relationship is headed in Countdown's future episodes. Lastly, I was quite aback by how Blythe summoned an old buddy with the authority to ostensibly move Valwell aside. It's still intriguing to see where that specific strand might take the program. The episode revolves around an exciting spy-themed operation at the Belarusian embassy, where the task force seeks to unearth documents that would identify and reveal the intentions of Boris Volchek, the elusive villain. Evan Shepard infiltrates as a waiter, Keontae Bell provides tech support, and other individuals pretend to be customers or drivers as Mark Meachum, Amber Oliveras, and the crew carry out their secret plan. Mark and security guards engage in a vicious combat scene that is described as epic and incredibly dynamic in this tense mission. The backstory of Volchek is out. The episode explores Volchek's past through flashbacks, revealing his tenure as a Blue Lion Foods representative in 2018. We find out that after using coercion to close a contract, he and his wife Kira were forced to leave Belarus after he was falsely accused of theft by Woodley, an American rival. Volchek's brutality is highlighted by the startling discovery that he killed his wife and staged his death by blowing up a plane, which makes him a more deadly adversary. Mark Meachum's battles get worse. The episode focuses on Mark Meachum's declining health as a result of his brain tumor, including incidents when he has headaches and falls downstairs. His character is given more emotional weight by his careless actions, which are motivated by his terminal illness and generate concerns about putting the team in danger. One fan described Jensen Ackles' stirring performance as heartbreaking. Team dynamics and tensions. Mark and Amber Oliveras' interpersonal disputes are the focus of this episode. In episode 4, Mark asks Amber whether she is an addict after she uses heroin to frame someone. Amber responds by pointing up Mark's own concealment over his health. This conversation highlights their complicated chemistry and reciprocal hypocrisy, laying the groundwork for future relationship development. The role of Evan Shepard and mole speculation. Evan Shepard's technological expertise is essential since she retrieves important information from the Consulate systems, including a folder on Volchek. The plot becomes more intriguing, though, as it is suggested that she may be the mole providing Volchek with intelligence due to her powerful powers. Although some pointed out that it felt like damage control for her weakly drawn character, her interrogation scene also displays a deeper, more personal aspect, action and emotional balance. The show strikes a balance between quieter, character-driven scenes and fast-paced action. In contrast to the Consulate mission, which is characterized as Mission Impossible-type capers, there are poignant moments such as Nathan Blythe motivating the crew following Damon Drew's passing and handling D.A. Grayson Valwell's meddling. One fan referred to it as their favorite episode so far, praising the blend of action-packed scenes with emotional depth. Jensen Ackles plays Mark Meachum, who, after the mission goes bad, gets into a visceral, hand-to-hand fight with Consulate security guards. Fans praised Ackles' physicality for its unadulterated energy, calling this scene epic and cinematically intense.